Welcome back to Quinte Connection. Well, Red Nose Quinte is in full swing here in the Belleville region. Joining us, the honorary chairs this year for Red Nose Quinte. You may know them as a dynamic duo from the 95.5 Hits FM morning show, a radio station of Starboard Communications. Mark Philbin, Charity Brown back with us as the honorary chairs this year. So congratulations and happy holidays. So great to have you on the program.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Charity, walk us kind of through how you guys became the honorary chairs and what the process has been like so far.
Well, Rick Watts, who's been, as many know, heavily involved with Operation Red Nose. We wouldn't have Operation Red Nose, in fact, without Rick. Reached out to us earlier this year, I would say probably about October, late September, and asked if we would be interested in doing it. And of course, we both jumped at the opportunity. And from there, the launch, of course, a few weeks ago, the official launch of the 19th season of Operation Red Nose got underway. And here we are, the first weekend, this past weekend, with volunteers back out on the road. Mark and I were there for night number 2, and we're off and rolling now into the holiday season.
Mark, walk us through kind of the impact that Operation Red Nose makes every year, because it's providing a critical service.
It really is, Lindsey. In fact, we had Belleville Police Chief Mike Callahan on the show talking about that. And I asked him, I said, in like-minded cities or cities that have a population of roughly the same as ours, is there any way to correlate any kind of drinking and driving or road safety metrics that would indicate that Operation Red Nose has an impact? And he said, unequivocally. He said, there is just no way not to say it doesn't save lives. So what is wonderful about this program to me is that not only does it get those who use the program home safely with their cars for free, it also provides a service to everybody else on the road that has no idea perhaps the impact that this program has at all, simply by virtue of the fact that they're getting people home safely. So it is at its core a life-saving program for people well beyond those that use the program. And the fact that it can be done absolutely free is absolute giving over the holiday season at its core. So to those who run the program, like Rick, who are on the board of directors, right down to the volunteer drivers, right down to those who care enough about the community to call and make that call to get themselves home safer. It's just a great, great program. And the fact that some communities have had it and then it kind of loses its impact along the way and they don't get volunteers, this program has always been very, very popular, very, very strong. So the people here in the Quinte region really value it. And as Charity mentioned, when you get asked to be an honorary chair of a program that is beloved so much by its community, I know I was talking with Don Whalen, the Quinte West Fire Chief, who was the honorary chair last year, you say yes, because it's an honor to be asked and to serve on something so valuable.
Yeah, near TV Quinte, our team has been volunteering out as well as volunteer drivers will do so again this year. Charity, for folks who might not know or have never been in a position that they might need the service, how does it work if you go out partying one night and let's say you want to make sure you get home safe and responsibly? How does it work?
Absolutely. And most of us, I think, do try to plan ahead. But of course, the best laid plans can go awry. You might think you have a designated driver. You yourself might plan to go out and be the DD, but things happen. And yeah, so when you find yourself in that position, you always want to take the safer route. And especially over the holidays, we want everybody to get home safe. So what you do is you call the service, and the number 613-962-4334. Operators, now they say between 8 and 1:30, but we honestly were there the other night, and they have people manning the phones earlier than that. But if you need a ride home, you call them. Again, 613-962-4334, and they send a team of typically 3 people out, and they get you and your car home safely. So when you call the service, they'll ask you where you are. They'll ask how many are in your party. So they do want to make sure everybody has a seatbelt and room for everybody, for their drivers as well. And then they send the team out, and the team will come and meet you, pick you up. and drive you home safely. And as Mark said, it is a free service, absolutely free. Donations, of course, are accepted and welcomed because it is a fundraiser. The money raised does go to the YMCA and the Food for Learning program this holiday season. And that ultimately is what it's about. It's getting you home safely.
When do the rides start and end? Is there kind of a specific parameter we've got to follow here? Because the Quinte region is quite dynamic and large to a great extent.
Should start and end in Belleville or Trenton. And that's all well and good, but two of our rides on Saturday night, which is great, left Belleville and one went to Plainfield. And then the other left Quinte West and went all the way to Shannonville, and that took us till about 1:15. And technically, the last phone call can come in at 1:29, and if somebody does, they'll pick up the phone. And if it means somebody then has to go to pick it back, and it's a 3 a.m. kind of call, then so be it. That's why we volunteer. But yeah, typically, we know that somebody had phoned in at 7 to say that they had an office party going on, and how many volunteers we have around midnight. So we were prepared for that. But yeah, usually it ends about 1:30. As long as it begins or ends in Belleville or Trenton, you are good for the program.
No, I was going to say, Mark made a point there that they do call ahead. They don't take reservations. You can't book them ahead of time. But if you give them a heads up that you do have a holiday party going on, then yeah, they're ready for you and they are prepared to be available for you.
Thanks, Charity. How many volunteers does Operation Red Nose Quinte need on a given season, especially this year? Where are the volunteer numbers at?
Speaking to Rick before this weekend, he had said they would hope to have about 100 at its peak, and I'm speaking pre-pandemic. I believe it was about 250. Mark, am I close to that? Is that the number he gave us?
It was about 250, and that was close to Christmas or New Year's Eve one year. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Charity and Mark. Really appreciate it. And once again, thanks so much for being the honorary chairs this year for Operation Red Nose Quinte as we continue to get all sorts of people safe for the holiday season. Charity, one last thing. When does the program run? Friday and Saturdays right up until New Year's Eve?
It does, yes. Friday and Saturday nights, again, between 8 and 1:30, right through and including New Year's Eve. Operation Red Nose will be out on the roads getting you home safely this holiday season.
Thanks, Charity. Thanks, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lindsey.
Thank you.